working is going to be just like in Touch of Evil, okay? In other words, I'm going to be walking, and you're going to have to be walking in front of me backwards.
Okay, man. Which way did he go in Touch of Evil?
Well, he was going from Mexico, I think, to the other side, you know,
Okay.
so that would be from south to north. The thing is, here I was in Hawaii, you know, I pretty much had a life dicked. I was sitting in the sun on the beach there, watching big fluffy clouds roll by. Everything was okay, and then out of the blue I had an idea. Why don't I write some new songs and make a record? And at first I kind of wrote some things, and I learned how to use a computer sequencer program that I thought would be very helpful for writing songs, and especially since I was kind of isolated from the musical community at large. And I started writing some little instrumental pieces, and I thought, oh, this is nice, you know. And I kind of continued on. Hello. And eventually I started to write some tunes with that had some lyrics to them. We just copied your EQ from the other tune, right?
The evening where there's one good eye, an evil omen of the dopest kind. Down at the bottom where your demons fly, down at the bottom of the eastern sky, down at the bottom where your lifeline shows, down at the bottom where nobody goes, down at the bottom of your mystery, down at the bottom of the wine dark city.
In the 70s, we had the Steely Dan band for, I don't know, 8-9 year run there. And we worked together in the studio and writing songs 5 days a week most of the time for all those years. And then in 1980, I moved to Hawaii and lost touch with Donald for a couple years. We talked and stuff, but we didn't work together. Then we worked together a little bit in 1985 on some songs. One of those songs ended up on Donald's recent album. So when it was time for Donald to go in the studio for his album, he felt that I was a natural choice as producer. After his album was finished, I started on mine. It seemed like the logical thing to have him come out and help me out. What I like to do, as I'm sure you're aware, there was a time when people used to go and sit in their houses and listen to music, you know, on their hi-fi.
Exactly.
And but not anymore. Now people listen to music in their cars, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we listen to it when we're trying to evaluate whether something's any good. Here we go, Junkie Girl number 2. And I pop them in there. And if it sounds good in the car, it's good, right? Am I right, guys?
Yeah. You're right, man.
Mm-hmm. And
we'll drink to that.
Pretty soon we will.
In the good old bad part of this college town, men in business suits that chase you down. You take their money just like you take mine. You send it bubbling down the thin blue line. It doesn't matter how it got this way, 'cause we could make it through this thing together.
You know, we're supposed to have Donald here in the EPK, you know, to add his little side of what's been going on with my record. And fortunately, he couldn't be here, but I'm going to try and get him on the telephone right now, and we'll see if we can, you know, get him to call in his part, okay? It's ringing. $6.65. Make a collect. Yeah, collect from Walter. Hello, Donald. Yeah. Listen, I know Craig had his heart set on you, you know, adding a little bit here, a little color, maybe picking the thing up a little for us. And I'm just wondering, would you be willing to do that? Cool. This is going to be really good. Were you doing it? You were. All right. Well, listen, let me see how that came out, and I'll get back to you, all right? Bye.
You well?
Nobody knows. Mystery down at the bottom.
More snare drums and more even electric guitar.
On the demo. Probably compress those guys, huh? So we can find a place and just put them there. And when you're making records, it's easy to get sidetracked. You know, you get distracted by the latest synth sound, or the great guitar sound, or doing some overdubs or stacking up big vocal things and stuff like that. And it's easy, and the further and further you get into it, the easier it is to lose sight of what actually matters. In my case, I kind of felt like what actually mattered was the songs. I think this is a great moment for pop music in this way, that you can be doing practically anything and not be excluded from the category of pop music, and that's a good thing.
And another thing, if I ever start talking about making another record, I want you to stop me and remind me what it was like at the end of the making of 11 tracks of Whack for a year and a half in the studio every day, drinking those silly diet colas. I hear that they affect your memory. I can't remember who told me that.